Hi, I'm Kathleen Byram, author of Conversations with Dawnkey, A Bipolar Journey, and I'm going to be reading to you from the book, Chapter 15 at this point, called Anger Part 2, Holding It In. I've no idea where to begin. I've been holding it in all my life. As I told you before, when I was in a baby bed, I would hold my breath and pass out from the yelling in the apartment. I watched my father emote for 56 years, and I wasn't supposed to act that way. Something happened, though, when I was about 14. I remember so clearly where we were standing. I was standing in front of the closet, listening to him interrogate and yell at me. I don't remember what for. You hear that? I don't remember what for. What good did it do to have a fit when I don't even remember what I did wrong? Once, not long ago, I explained he was crying wolf. But back to the story. He was grouching along, and I had this thought in my head. Kiss off, asshole. This is not language or the kind of expression that appealed to me. I found it crude and a turnoff. I hated that it was in my head. I was listening respectfully and watching with reserve when all of a sudden, oh my God, it came out of my mouth. I, the social wuss of the century, said, "Kiss off, asshole," to my father. His face sank. Mine, I am sure, was priceless. I was so horrified I didn't even apologize. I just stared, waiting for my punishment. He turned and left, and never said another word about it. Later, I talked to Mom about it. She said he came to her and said, "Can you believe she said that?" And her response, "Well, Frank, you were probably worrying the hell out of her." I can hear her calmly saying that in my mind. Holding in anger is dangerous because it can seep out or explode. I remember being bullied one day at the lockers, and a sudden explosion coming out of me. I howled. They were terrified and probably ran. An adult was fetched. I don't remember a lot after that. So yeah, I hold things in and am apt to explode. I don't have many angry episodes to share because I was never a person who was comfortable expressing anger. I'm afraid if I get angry, I will lose control. What are some other thoughts on anger? I should be angry at some people, and I'm not. At least it doesn't feel like I am. The woman who interfered with my relationship with my first husband, she was an asshole. Yes, an asshole. She had redeeming qualities, but she was bound and determined to be disrespectful of me. I ended up living with her in a situation that was insane. Once I came home to my bedroom and found vomit all over my bed. I was informed her guest did this after she fed him spaghetti. I was expected to clean up the mess myself. What good does it do to become angry? Well, sometimes it helps. Sometimes it stops a bully. Sometimes I was afraid and had to pretend to be angry to stop the crap. I'm struggling here to express. Do I have anger that is pressed so far down inside I can't get it out? I thought I had gotten rid of all that. I thought I had worked on this. I thought it was gone. But now I can't seem to even get angry. Horrible things are happening right now. Aside from the book, this was written a while back, so it's no longer current. Arizona just passed a law that you can't video the cops. Am I angry? No, just tired. But let someone do something petty and irritating and maybe I'll explode. It's frightening. What is my rage capable of doing? What kind of trouble will I get in? I find myself trying to psychically predict what will happen in a situation and getting mad thinking about the possibilities when nothing has even happened yet. I'm dancing around the subject, but I don't know how to get into it. I'll meditate and see if I can think of a time I was really angry. Sometimes I shake when I'm angry, and the feeling is so overpowering I cannot express it smoothly and politely. I hate this feeling. A petty act. A petty act can make me livid. I don't know why this is so. I can put up with all manner of atrocities until someone gets petty with me. Say puh. That was the headline of my email. Some context? Well, I was dating a man who had something wrong that caused him to walk in a severely affected manner. I cannot remember what was wrong. He was dishonest by not informing me of his disability, for lack of a better word. I watched him walk toward me in the parking lot, and I thought, why didn't he tell me? I wouldn't have cared. Anyway, in one of my letters I later wrote to him, I said, I say puh, meaning I poo-poo the idea that his disability would cause me to not be interested. So he writes me a letter. I don't see it at first. I get another, and its title, Say Puh. He thought I had ghosted him because I didn't answer his first letter. And assumed if I had, it would be because of his disability, not because of anything about his personality. Nope, must be the disability. This infuriated me. When I saw the petty say puh needling, it made my blood boil. He was a neat guy. He sang Rocky Raccoon for me and played the guitar and bought for me a bottle of some kind of liquor. I was a raging drunk and drank it all. The only thing I have in my defense to say about that is it was my birthday. When he discovered this, he ghosted me. He just decided I was a drunk. That's cool. I totally understood that. But then later there was a kerfluffle. He wanted to have his cake and eat it too. See, he wanted to tell me that he wasn't going to see me because of my drinking, but when I accepted this and told him he was probably right, that's when he got butthurt. I ended up being screamed at, by a platonic friend of his who was supposed to be fixing his computer situation, and went through his mail and decided I would rather be an alcoholic than date her friend, who, I was informed, had plenty of other women to choose from. She repeatedly tried to pound this into my head. Fine, I do not care. Puh. I fear that I do not get angry enough at atrocities. When I read things or see them in the news, it just deepens my despair. It doesn't anger me, it just further exhausts and saddens me. I am afraid this is happening to all of us. What is going to become of us? It appears Russia is going to invade Ukraine. How can this be? How can we allow such an act? One little emoting donkey cannot stand up to the world and say, "What the hell are you doing?" and have a reasonable response. I'm not getting anything accomplished here. This is supposed to be a process paper. I think I know what that means, maybe not. I'm supposed to be figuring out my anger problems here. This is usually how I work my magic, by writing, except it's not working. I can be cruel. I can get so angry, so cold. Revenge is best served cold. I don't like revenge. Revenge sickens me. There was a guy I'd been seeing. I was his girlfriend. This was a fact. Well, the subject came up, and he had the nerve to inform me I was not, in fact, his girlfriend. This did not sit well with me. I thought and thought about it. Cold anger. I cut him off and shut down the candy shop, so to speak, for 10 years. He called me every other day for what felt like over a month, leaving messages. Eventually, he said he loved me. I knew it was BS. I enjoyed those calls. I enjoyed feeling powerful. For 10 years, I held that grudge. Why can't I get mad like a normal person? Why don't atrocities infuriate me? Is it because I can't do anything about them? That I don't want to feel badly if I cannot make it stop? I'll tell you why I'm mad at him. I know the answer. It was pettiness. It was a conversation about theft. I disagreed with his brother, who was a psychiatrist. He had stated that thievery was learned, not innate. I asked my boyfriend, who taught my son to steal? No answer. He smugly held his belief, and this infuriated me. I, for some reason, felt superior in my belief and was angry at him for not siding with me. Can you believe that? I think that is what drove my anger. What's wrong with me? Next is whippersnappers. Thank you for listening. If you had any thoughts about this, I would love it if you would share them in the comments below, or like and subscribe, please. Thank you for listening.